Oh, just a little conversation we had. Don't worry. Listen, we can fight that, Lizzie.
Oh, what's the use? I don't want the money. And with my luck in the courts, God, I wouldn't stand a chance.
But it's not the money, it's the principle. It's what Sid wanted.
No, Sid wouldn't want it dragged up through the courts. It's degrading. Anyway, if it means so much to him, let the vulture have it.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, I was hoping to see you.
Well, if it's about what I said before, I haven't changed my opinion. I don't think this prison can be run efficiently with the staff situation the way it is.
I'm aware of that, and it is what I wanted to speak to you about.
Well, go on.
Well, I had the impression before that you felt I didn't agree with your views, and I wanted you to know that I do agree, wholeheartedly. In fact, when you left the office, I rang the department again. I'm going to try to bully them into submission.
Do you think it'll work?
Well, if it doesn't, I shall keep trying until it does.
Well, good luck.
Oh, there's just one more thing.
Well, is it urgent? I've still got these staff rosters to do. I'm late with them already.
Yes, I realize that, and I think it is important. I want you to keep an eye on Mrs. Powell and let me know how she handles things.
What, you want me to spy on?
Oh, no, of course not. But in your capacity as deputy governor, you would be more aware of how she's coping in certain areas than I would be.
Well, she's always coped before.
Yes, but there might be a slight difference now that she's had the promotion. She's always been very heavily involved in union matters.
Oh, yes. Well, after all, she is the union rep.
Well, unfortunately, she'll have to give all that up now. As acting chief prison officer, she has to be completely impartial.
Well, does she know this?
Yes, and she's indicated that she's interested in the promotion.
Well, in that case, I don't see there'll be any trouble. All right, Mrs. Davison, if I get the opportunity, I'll keep an eye on her. Now, is there anything else?
No, that is all. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
He's nothing but a bloodsucker.
Yeah, you can't just give in to him, you know.
Why not? What does it mean to me? I don't even want a house.
Yeah, but it's not just any old house, it's Sid's.
And he wanted you to have it. Gordon's got no right to it. He didn't pay for it.
That's not what it's all about. I loved Sid for himself, not for his house. Anyway, Sid wouldn't want me dragging his family through the courts.
But Sid was a battler. He'd be furious if he knew that Gordon was trying to rip you off. And I'm sure he'd want you to fight.
Birdsworth? Mrs. Davidson wants to see you in her office.
Oh, is it about the solicitor's letter?
Oh, she didn't say.
You seem pretty sure that Lizzie's still going to win this house.
You bet I am. And with me helping Lizzie, Gordon hasn't got a chance.
Damn it.
What's the problem?
Oh, trying to work these rosters out is like trying to play chess with half the pieces missing.
Well, everyone is aware of the problem, but they all know there's going to be extra overtime and double shifts involved.
But I just realised that I've given Officer Bailey 72 hours straight. Now, I think that's taking the bonds of loyalty a little bit too far, don't you?
Look, put me down for that one if it helps.
You're already working double shifts here and here.
Well, if I want to make this promotion permanent, I suppose I've got to show Mrs. Davidson I'm willing to carry the extra workload.
Well, the department will really appreciate that. They'll send you a lovely wreath when you drop dead from exhaustion.
I'm stronger than I look.
What about your husband and kids? What do they think about it all?
Patrick, oh, he won't mind. After all, it's extra loot. And Mum looks after the kids, so they're used to that by now.
Great sort of family life.
I'm not the sort to sit around watching telly and doing the mending. They understand that. Listen, funny thing just happened in the laundry. I went in to check up on them, and they're all sitting around their backsides doing nothing. When I started to reprimand them, it turned out they'd all finished their work. Well, they must have been going like steam engines to get through the laundry in that time.
Really?
Smith said, if we cooperate with them, they'll cooperate with us.
Fascinating.
No, they're up to something. I wonder what it is.
Quite frankly, I couldn't care less. Now, would you please give me some peace and quiet while I can work these out?
You'll get ulcers eating and working at the same time.
So that's what I thought you wanted to talk to me about.
Oh, no, Lizzie, I didn't know about the letter. And what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No. I can't see the point. What's the point in having a house on the outside when you can't even see it, let alone live in it? It'd only go to wreck and ruin, and oh, God, I'd hate that.
I see. Well, I do have some news for you which may change your mind.
What sort of news?
Well, as you know, Mrs. Morris applied to the parole office to reopen your case.
Yeah, but she cancel that application when I decided not to marry Sid.
Yes, I know she advised the department, but the bureaucratic machinery, being what it is, failed to match up the cancellation with the original application. So the application for parole went right through to the Attorney General's department.
Is that bad? Will I get into trouble?
No, Lizzie, it's good. Because the Attorney General reopened your case and your parole has been granted.
Oh.
You'll be released 4 weeks from today.
Oh.
Wonder what's keeping Lizzie. She'll miss out on her lunch.
Well, if it's anything like yesterday's menu, you can't blame her.
Well, the mood she's in at the moment, I don't think she cares less.
Hey, Ben! Jim!
Change the mood.
Oh, what happened to you? Don't tell me. Gordon fell off his bankroll and broke his neck.
Oh, no, Gordon, guess what I just heard? My parole's come through and I'm getting out in 4 weeks. Mrs. Davidson just told me.
Oh, come on, you lot. What are you up to?
Oh, Mrs. Powell, you'll never guess what I just heard.
You're probably right, so I won't bother. Get into the dining
Oh,
room.
but Mrs.
I
Powell.
will not tell you again. Move it. Come on, keep the noise down or you'll all be up in front of the governor.
Oh, Mrs. Powell.
Come on, move it.
Oh, just like old times.
God, there's no way to make sense of this system, is there? If you apply for parole, it takes months for them to have a hearing. If you cancel your application, then the whole thing goes through like that.
Yeah, it's something to remember, all right. The very next time my parole comes up, I'm going to say, I don't want it, and then I'm sure to get it.
Yeah, I think the shock's been too much for her. Oh, Lizzie, what's the matter?
I was just thinking, my parole's come through a bit late, hasn't it?
What are you talking about?
It's better late than never.
Is it? What happens now? I'm worse off than when I started.
Now, how do you mean?
Sid's gone. He was the only reason I ever wanted to get out of here.
Look, Bob. Now there's another reason. Sid's house. The one he wanted you to live in and look after. Think about that.
Hey, look at this. Mouse has put her name down for the attendance centre.
Could I see you for a moment, Smith?
Oh, yeah, sure, Mrs. Davidson. Right, you lot. Remember, I want you to be on your best behaviour. Now the screws are understaffed, they'll be very towy. We've got to make them believe there's enough of them to handle us.
Oh, well, it really goes against the grain having to be goody two-shoes to creeps like Pal.
Yeah, but it's only for a little while, you know, until things settle down. Anyway, doesn't mean that we can't have any fun at all. How about you and me getting a fake notice of our own?
We'd have to ask B first. Would you have a look at those two? If they get any closer, they'd have to get engaged.
I wonder what's going on.
Oh, well, maybe Mrs. Davidson is asking B to take over her job, seeing they're so short-staffed.
Well, she may as well. B runs the place more or less as it is. Well, what you want?
Just a private chat,
Didn't look like that to me.
didn't it? Anyone want to play a game of cards?
You know, I don't mind doing what B says and getting our chores done on time. I don't even mind being polite to the screws if I have to, but taking on extra work makes me feel like I'm sucking up to the screws.
Me too, but I suppose she knows what she's doing.
I hope so.
What are you doing? Oh, just mopping the floors, Mrs. Powell. They're in a hell of a mess.
Who set you this job? You're supposed to be on your break.
Well, look, the floors are just looking a bit grubby. We thought we'd do a thorough job, that's all.
Oh, all right. I didn't come down the last shower. What are you up to?
Oh, good afternoon, Mrs. Powell. Hey, Jude, you've missed a bit just here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you excuse me a minute? I just want to get this little grubby bit here.
Smith, no one was given any instructions about cleaning these floors.
Well, just because we're stuck in here doesn't mean that we like to live in filth.
Well, just hurry it up, will you? You're blocking the corridor.
Oh, look what you've done.
Congratulations, girl. It's as nice a bit of screw baiting as I've ever seen.
You know, it's almost worth the extra work just to see the look on her face.
Have you seen B. Smith?
Ah, yeah, I I just saw her putting some buckets away.
Thank you.
I could give her a message.
No, thank you, Burns.
Oh, I wouldn't